the 46th annual running of the Celic Run on Globe Road in Staten Island. And there is a lot of people running in this race today, George.
Yeah, a good crowd. Right away I see Jeremy Mulvey and Kyle Hannafin coming right to the front, along with a lot of Monsignor Farrell High School track guys. Marty and Tom Selleck, I coached them both at Monsignor Farrell, and they were very good athletes, and a lot of their teammates, their ex-teammates, are here today. So we have a good crowd. Probably the biggest crowd in many years. I see people all the way back. So,
well, I would say that this trail of runners stretches back about a quarter of a mile before we get into our walkers. And in the front of the pack right now, there's a lot of representatives from Staten Island high schools. You see a lot of T's from Farrell High School, Curtis High School.
Yeah, but Hannafin and Mulvey have their own personal battle. Whoever wins today, whoever beats the other one is the Triple Crown champ, unless they both falter and somebody else comes up, which is kind of unlikely, but we'll see what happens.
Well, right now, just at the start of the race, you see the Ariel Newman winner, Jeremy Mulvey. He is in first place right now, and I guess we're approaching the quarter-mile mark on this run.
We're just about the quarter mile, and the first half mile is basically uphill, which makes it a little bit difficult, so people go out a little bit conservatively. And I notice in that pack is the woman, Mohammed Bogali. She's in 5th place right now. Look for her to maybe even get in the top 3 in the race. She's a former world junior champ, 1,500 meters, with a best of 4:03, which is like a 4:23, 4:24 mile. So she's an international runner, and she's looking to break the course record of 21:31, which was set in 2013. And she's just jogging along there, but everybody's jogging right now.
Well, we're just crossed over Clove Road and Broadway, about to pass by the Staten Island Zoo. Jeremy Mulvey still in front, and then we've got bib number 87 in second place, kid with the Curtis High School.
That's Kyle Hannafin.
That's Kyle Hannafin. All right, so he's the guy with Jeremy Mulvey that
Kyle is 1 point ahead as we come into this last race. And
Jimmy, can you slow up just a little bit? All right, Vinny Giles, that's for you. I just zoomed in. I am my own cameraman today, but I've got the best color commentary guy in the business, in George Kochman. As we now make our way onto Martling Avenue, and this Ethiopian runner that you were talking about, George, yeah, she is keeping pace with these front runners of men here. Is she going to set? Is she in contingency to set some sort of record today for the ladies?
I think if the first three guys, run, she'll be right in there. But I don't think they're running too hard right now. I think it's. I think they're saving it for the hills a little bit, and so everybody is out kind of conservatively.
Well, we're just,
I see back in 9th place Joe Brancali. I can recognize him. He's starting to move up a bit, but he's given these people about 15 seconds early, so that's not really what you want to do.
We're just moving up in the race just a little bit, not to get in the runner's way. Don't worry, everybody, as we cut into the park. You're going to see the runners in just a moment, and they'll be much closer to us. We just have to clear the road, as this is a public park, and many people are unaware that there's a race here today. So as we go through this bumpy road entering Clove Lakes Park, Jeremy Mulvey still in front here. We might as well be in Jurassic Park, George. This is like trying to hold this camera. I feel like the T-Rex is coming after us.
Well, Jeremy's opened up about 10 yards on Kyle Hannafin, so Jeremy's the defending Triple Crown champ.
And they'll be with us in a second. We're at a very precarious spot in Clove Lakes Park, where we kind of have to get ahead of the runners. That way we make sure that, well, quite frankly, they don't run directly into the back of our truck.
I think this is Benjamin Finnegan out in the front now.
Benjamin Finnegan jumps into first place for the first time this race. If anybody out there in Clove Lakes Park,
that's him.
Anybody in Clove Lakes Park has a Dramamine, don't be afraid to throw it into the back of this FDNY vehicle. It is incredibly bumpy. All right, so
well, Mulvey is now about 7 yards behind.
All right, we're going to pick it up a little bit here, and
Hannafin looks like he's almost slowed to a jog now, so this Triple Crown race
may not have a Triple Crown true winner.
Well, we have Mulvey, who's doing a smart thing. He's staying as close as he can to this front runner here, and if he does that, obviously he's going to
Jesus, Mary and Joe.
I can't even see Hannafin. Hannafin is now maybe 10-15 seconds behind, so he's
coming up, going back down into Clove Lakes Park. We're on the outstretches of Clove Lakes Park by Martlings Avenue. I guess that's the name of the street. Nobody cares. The runners really distant. There's a lot of distance between first, second, third, and the fourth place runner is running with the international runner, the girl from Ethiopia.
That's Nick Pellegrino in third. He's a Farrell coach, one of the Farrell coaches, and he's running fairly well.
Somebody got an ibuprofen. I think I snapped my back in half on that last turn. Some fans out here in the park. It seems people know there's a race today. Maybe those ferry ads paid off, George.
Yeah.
All right, we're going down an extremely steep hill here. There are no seatbelts to anybody that's complaining about us being far from the runners. I just want to let you know that it's physically impossible to do better than we're doing right now. I hope you're enjoying the first ever live coverage of the Celic Run.
He is just running away from everybody now.
Yeah, this kid in first just sprinted down this hill, and he is way the hell out in front of everybody else. What's this kid's name, George?
Benjamin Finnegan.
Benjamin Finnegan. This is the dark horse in the race. That was really the dark horse contender to possibly knock off Kyle Hannafin and or Jeremy Mulvey, if not both.
And they aren't even in sight now. So
and they aren't even in the picture right now.
No, so he's just...
Neither is anybody, for that matter, as we've gone so far ahead that we can't see anybody.
Well, he was smart. He ran the downhill there, which is what you have to do when you're running distance in road races or cross country. Believe it or not, it's actually harder to run downhill than it is uphill. It takes more out of your body.
And the siren that you hear at home is the sound of us trying to clear the road, the FDNY attempting to clear the road. Beautiful dog there. Dog was in first place for a second, George.
I wasn't looking at the dog.
Yes, yes, I know you weren't. Beautiful scenery out here in Clove Lakes Park, as we're now at the 2 mile mark.
2 mile mark.
Beautiful day here in Clove Lakes Park.
He's just roaring these downhills like crazy, and
woo, doctor, somebody called the chiropractor. That was a turn. And that was the hardest turn we're going to have this race as we snap around the ice skating rink here in Clove Lakes Park, moving west along the lake. This kid is flying, George.
yeah, he's running well.
So we're just at about the halfway point, just past the halfway point here in the Celic Run, Clove Lakes Park.
Nobody's appeared yet, so he has well over 100 yards right now.
That's the first water station we've seen here, about 2¼ miles into the run.
He's just running away. There's nobody's going to challenge. The race is over.
The race is over at this point. It's unrealistic for anybody to catch him.
He would have to get hurt or fall, or it doesn't look likely that anybody's going to.
So Benjamin Finnegan, the dark horse, as we saw in the second leg of the Triple Crown with the Ariel Newman run, it turned into a personal highlight film for Jeremy Mulvey, and it seems for Benjamin Finnegan, that's what we have here, and that he's going to be the only runner in frame for the rest of the race unless something miraculous takes place.
Unless we get to a long straightaway, which I doubt whether we're going to.
You have any idea how old this kid is? Because he's running like a gazelle.
He's probably 22, 23 years old.
22, 23 years old. He has a battery life,
Bill Welsh.
believe. Bill Welsh was just in first place, almost at 3 miles, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, if this was 50 years ago, Bill Welsh would have been in first place.
Well, I'll tell you what, Benny Giles, coach from the camp, says the race is never over. So
the race is never over, but I think this one is as good as over.
Smart money is on this kid. I don't know if the people in the park know that there isn't an emergency and we're not clearing the road for us. There's a pack of runners behind us, man. Get your dog out of the way. And shout out to Jeff Benjamin watching the race now, the mayor of Staten Island running.
The mayor, huh?
That's what they call him. That's what, well, nobody cares. And approaching 3 miles here. 3 miles here in Clove Lakes Park. Not far from it. Excel, the doctor said I need a backiotomy.
I'll tell you one thing, when you say no one cares, no one cared to go with this guy.
Oh, nobody cared to catch up with him. I'm getting all sorts of personal text and stuff, people asking who's in second. Our answer is we can't see second place.
Yeah, right now we can't see second. I would imagine it's Mulvey, but
you would imagine that it's Mulvey, but it could also be Kyle Hannafin. You don't know.
Well, Mulvey had 100 yards on Hannafin up at the top of the hill, so.
And we're just going over a very scenic bridge here on
Bartling
Bartling
Avenue.
Avenue, turning back into Globe Lakes Park.
Now we're back into the park,
and Rich Vitale gave us an update saying Jeremy Mulvey is in second place.
Larry Rampula from Staten Island Track.
And there's Larry Rampula, Staten Island Track. Yeah, absolutely. A star-studded affair here in Globe Lakes Park today. Saw all sorts of celebrities. I thought I saw Jennifer Aniston earlier. Spike Lee, of course, here every year.
Still nobody in sight. Let's see if we can catch a view. Somebody crossing the bridge there, and I don't see anybody.
My leg is asleep. There's nothing I could do about it. Could be partial paralyzation, but this kid is just showing signs of what a true human being can do when he is in peak shape. Benjamin Finnegan. That's an Irish name if I've ever heard it.
I guess it is.
Do you have any idea what the time is here?
I don't. All I know is that he's blasting this field.
We have no idea what the splits are.
A lot of foul. Here's S.I.T.R.A.C, but she's way back today.
And we have a crossing of the runners going in one direction, the leader headed in another. The FDNY vehicle with Nobody Cares leading the way. Sirens.
David Michaels going downhill.
Here goes the other name.
It looks like the third female, but I couldn't recognize who that was. There's Melissa Craker here.
Melissa Craker, of course, she's finishing second place in the Alice Run. Driving off-road here, so doing my best to keep the camera still. All right, we're alive. Woo!
Well, he's just out for a nice leisurely stroll now.
Benjamin Finnegan's listening to the soundtrack of his life right now.
Yeah, I think he's just, I think his plan was probably to push the hills, and now he's just coasting.
Well, there's a lot of traffic in the park today. It looks like the BQE on a Friday. Hopefully the sirens let people know, get the hell out of the way because we got a mass runner.
And nobody has crossed the bridge yet. So he's in front by a minute. Woo! And nobody in sight yet.
Yeah, nobody in sight. Benjamin Finnegan putting on an absolute display here on this beautiful Saturday.
Yeah, he's pretty impressive what he's doing.
I believe we're coming up to the finish line here, no?
About 700 yards to the finish.
About 700 yards to the finish. 600 now. Benjamin Finnegan easily going to win the 46th Annual Celic Run here in Globe Lakes Park. Bib number 224.
He's starting to run a little bit again. You better pick it up. You better tow the feather.
He's going to pick up a little bit of speed here. He's going to look to finish strong.
He's a 4:10 miler, and he's showing you that he's showing you that track speed right now.
Watch out for the baby. Watch out for the baby. Perfect.
He is running.
My man's looking behind him right now to see where the other runners are, and they're nowhere there. He's looking at his watch.
He's admiring his handiwork here.
I think he just realized this one's in the bag. Oftentimes runners don't look behind them until the very end of the race, if ever. And he just realized that he is the winner of this year's Celic Run on Labor Day weekend. Benjamin Finnegan.
Very impressive winner too.
A very, very impressive run by Benjamin Finnegan.
Okay, across the field, we got the first winner.
As he crosses the finish line.
Second place. A woman is finishing in second place on all these minutes. Really, really, really.
Great job, George.
Great accomplishment. Let's see if she can get under the 21:31.
All right, we'll be back.
For the $500 bonus.
We will be back in just a moment with the rest of the race.
Who's that in third?
Nobody cares.
Is that Hannafin?
Movie.
My back is broken.
That's movie.
Back is broken.